was also there, and all of the people, the same celebration. But on that day, when I was in his house to interview him, and I started asking, báwo gan lẹ tiẹ̀ ṣe bẹ̀rẹ̀? And how have you been able to sustain these issues up till that time? Sir S.K. Onofokun, you know, when we met, those same questions I asked you. Because I'm always thrilled when I see people who defied the world of employment, became employers, entrepreneurs, and become consistent in that journey of life. And I kept asking. And Baba told me, he said he was also doing his normal 8 to 5 job, earning those salary, until he sat down one day and asked himself, how long will I need to do this? And then being a salesperson, a marketing person, he looked through the environment and said he was going to start the gaming business. And that was how he started that business. And he said he looked through, he was looking for the team or the slogan to look for that business. And he said, win or lose, Nigeria wins. I think I got it right, sir. Win or lose. And I said, what went through your mind? He said the issue was that he was making the people to realize that whether you are the one that won that game or not, the money still was going to reside in Nigeria. And whichever way you are going to win. Because at that point in time, the gaming world was controlled by foreigners. And he said that was how he started. He said he lost money, he made money, he lost money, he made money. He didn't allow those low periods to take him out of that business. And that business today has become what everybody has been looking out towards doing. But and that is what business that gave right to any other thing. Are there other things that you do? Property law, law, but those ones are also there. But the father of the business was that business. And I looked at the year he said he started. And I looked at the present environment, that how many of ourselves at those times could take such a big gamble. So when we see success, when we see glory, many people look at the present. They forgot that the man took a different journey when several other people were just a normal path. Baba, I will never forget those things. They stop there. I run the consultancy firm. So there are times when I need to talk to my clients, I use him as a case study, and I refer to those kind of environments. And what are the sustainable aspects of him? I thought about the wealth creation, using one flag to start creating several other flags and all of those issues. It's in your person that I will see a lawyer who is also an accountant, who is also this, who is also that, and I'll be wondering, anybody brain in law.
Celebrating Sir Kessington Adebutu at 90, a life of enterprise, philanthropy and legacy. On October 24th, 2025, we anticipate a grand celebration of a legendary giant in business and philanthropy. Sir Kessington Adebukunla Adebutu CON, the Odole Odua of the Source, as he marks another year of life and legacy. Born on October 24, 1935 in Ikperuremo, Ogun State, he emerged from humble beginning to become a pillar of industry, a pioneer in Lotto enterprise, and a benefactor whose reach touches education, healthcare, and community development. Starting his professional journey in sales and management before launching Premier Lotto Baba Ijebu, Sir Adebutu has built not just a business empire, but a name synonymous with trust, reliability, and employment creation. He has been honored with prestigious chieftaincy titles like Odole Odua, Balogun of Remoland, as well as federal awards of CON and OON. Recognitions that reflect his contributions to nation building and tradition. His philanthropic spirit is legendary, donating state-of-the-art educational facilities to universities, supporting classrooms and libraries, sponsoring hospital projects, and uplifting the poor with compassion. His generosity extends beyond material gifts. He has invested in people, mentorship, and legacy, inspiring countless young entrepreneurs and community leaders through his example and support. As family, friends, business colleagues, and the communities he has courtly touched prepare to salute him, we take this moment to reflect on a life that has shaped industry, empowered education, and lifted the voice of service. Happy birthday, Sir Kessington Adebukunla Adebutu, CON, or Dole Odua of the Source. With deepest respect and warmest wishes from Prince Bisiolatilo and all of us at Biscon Communications.
One flag to start creating several other flags and all of those issues. It's in your person that I will see a lawyer who is also an accountant, who is also this, who is also that, and I'll be wondering, anybody brain in law to take back from more accounting, but it takes great people to also be able to do that. And Baba said, at the point when he now decided to be a community person, that he made up his mind and he did all of those issues. Then we're talking about Kessington Adebutu Civil Center. When you will go to functions, other towns, and he made up his mind, he put his money there. And at that point, that became maybe one of the biggest. And a few months ago, he looked at the place again and said he was not satisfied with the state of things and he wanted to revamp it. Yesterday, I was with him and we were looking at how much he has put in to put that place back into shape. And when he mentioned that figure, I was scared though, because we are not talking of millions. We had already crossed to the other side. So today we have one of the best and the biggest event center in the Peru. Totsi Baba. Then we talked about the ice block industry. He said, yes, simple. After she party, one on Lossi, Shagamo, Lossiba, the rice block. And that was why I said, no, call on wo, you talk about my cost. And let us be able to put that in there. He didn't do that for personal purpose. He did that to be able to uplift the development and ensure sustainable development. Then we cannot forget the Wema Bank issue. When all the banks in the town, in the community had gone out, Baba decided that Wema Bank will not only become recapitalized, but also come back to the source of which it has done. That is an ordeal for you. Only him alone can do that. And on the last note, well, me, I'm not a property person per se, but at the point when we had the calf bidding, that building happens to be the tallest building in Remoland. It takes someone who understands what he wants to do to put his fingerprints on the sand of time and ensure that things are done and done properly. So, if we are to be in a normal, okay, we are also a normal client. In the school environment, people will take Odole Odua as a case study and do a business segment on him. How he came to this world, did all he needed to do, and at every point of his life, he had made a point. Yesterday, Baba was making a joke to us. On the 90 ni mo pay. Ó yẹ kẹ́ mọ̀ pé mo ti retire. Kò yẹ kẹ́ dẹ̀ máa tún pè mí kí n máa ṣe some of these issues. And somebody said, tẹ́ bá tiẹ̀ ń sùn, ibi tẹ́ bá business ìdè, kí ni yẹn ò lè parun. Who keeps seeing you in good health? Ọlọ́run á túbọ̀ wá dúró tì í. Adé máa rí yín bá sà. Thank you so much.
Let us bear in mind the background of Odole, where he came from. He came from a very modest background. When he left RSS, he was one of the best in his class. When he went to join Classic Chemical, it was pharmacy. That company was, he was joined as a salesman, became sales manager. That company produced, how many of you remember Andrew's liver salt? That was the company that produced Andrew's liver salt. And they produced something called cafenol. Odole worked there as a salesman, became sales manager. When he left that company to start his business, he was 28 in 1963. He was 28 years old. And once he left at that age, he didn't look back again. And that's the story of the man we're celebrating today. So in discussing his impact, his philanthropy, we must go back again to his humble beginnings. So in discussing this, and I'm glad that Barrister Gwenga referred to some of his philanthropic things, but how did he do it? The topic is, how did he do this? How do we learn from him? How does he come across us as a role model? So that our younger kids listen to us would also learn some things from him. That how did he do it? He left this business at 28, started his business. He had a friend, Chibayoko, and some other friends. He's got into pulling business, into real estate, agriculture, and all that. And today, we are here at night celebrating this icon. How did he do it? So the topic is, as a catalyst for growth and development, how did Odole do it? How do we learn from that model? So it's my pleasure to call on next speaker, Professor Oduwole, who will give us an insight that only a lady can do. Prof.
I want to appreciate Baba, the Odole Odua, at 90. I also want to thank the 90th birthday committee members under the able leadership of Baba Adetutu Brahimo and the Peru Development Association. I want to appreciate my Lord Tempora, the Kabiesi, Akaribo of Remoland, and my fathers here, Daddy SK Onofowoko, the Are Bo of the whole world. I have three things to describe the Odole: an astute businessman, a renowned industrialist, and a philanthropist by excellence. By all standards, I'm the youngest here out of a lot of us here to describe who the Odole is, because at 27, when I was born, Odole already made his mark, because I'm 63 now. So imagine at that time, he was already in his money, as you said, sir, as the chairman said. I'm not going to talk about him as a businessman. I'm not going to talk about him as an industrialist. But I'm going to talk about him as a philanthropist par excellence. When we talk about philanthropy, it's about two Greek words: philos, meaning love, and anthropos, meaning man. Together is the love of humanity. Anthropos, man or humanity. So it is about altruism. It's about others. There are two main philosophical theories about giving, about what human nature is. One says that by nature, human beings are selfish.
Celebrating Sir Kensington Adebutu at 90, a life of enterprise, philanthropy and legacy. On October 24th, 2025, we anticipate a grand celebration of a legendary giant in business and philanthropy. Sir Kensington Adebukola Adebutu CON, the Odole Odua of the Source, as he marks another year of life and legacy. On October 24th, 1935, in Ikperuremo, Ogun State, he emerged from humble beginning to become a pillar of industry, a pioneer in Lotto enterprise, and a benefactor whose reach touches education, healthcare, and community development. Starting his professional journey in sales and management before launching Premier Lotto Babaijebu, Sir Adebutu has built not just a business empire, but a name synonymous with trust, reliability, and employment creation. He has been honored with prestigious chieftaincy titles like Odole Odua, Balogun of Remoland, as well as federal awards of CON and OON. Recognitions that reflect his contributions to nation building and tradition. His philanthropic spirit is legendary, donating state-of-the-art educational facilities to universities, supporting classrooms and libraries, sponsoring hospital projects, and
a philanthropist is a community man or woman, and Baba is a community man par excellence. In fact, at times when we are talking, he will tell me that his son, Honorable, that is always accusing him that Muslim. You see now, I have to do better. I have to perform better. So he's always having that at the back of his mind. And he's not a man that is limited to a particular community. It's not about Iperu alone. It's not about Remo alone. It's not about Ife alone. He's everywhere. He's a community man par excellence. He's a devoted human being. A devoted man that is good to humanity. The Odole, Baba Kesinti Adebutu, a philanthropist by excellence. One of the biggest philanthropists of our time is Baba Kesinti Adebutu. He has created wealth for himself. He distributed the wealth in the community. He distributed the wealth in the nation. And he's also development. What are some of those things that I saw and that has made me to come to this conclusion that is a philanthropist by excellence? Baba donated buildings, schools, hospitals, equipment that I know of at Olabisi Onabanjo University. Chairman Biscon Tv University Development Foundation since 1980s, 87. Mo rántí nígbà yẹn a máa wá sílé wọn ní Pẹ̀rú ńbẹ̀ yẹn. A kì í jẹun ká tó lọ o. Ara nǹkan tó máa ń donate nìyẹn. O lè délé bàbá kó má jẹun kó jẹun yó. That is part of it. Late Professor Olubisodipo used to take us there then. And then the OOU Development Foundation was established. Baba donated OOU radio for us at Olabisi Onabanjo University, the Mascom building. Together with his wife, they also donated the crèche for the university, and he was a notable figure in the building of the OOU chapel. And then at the OOU Teaching Hospital, his mark is also there. Baba also donated for us at Ogere, both schools, Wesley and Anglican. And then there was a day, as part of my duty as Deputy Vice Chancellor, I was in his office, and I saw a lot of people seated down. And I entered Baba's office. I then realized that some of them, in fact, quite a number of them on crutches, on wheelchair, entering Baba's office one after the other. Baba interrogating them, asking for reasons why they need the money, justification for the money, and then allocating the money to them. I learned a lesson on that day. I said, this Baba does not just give money anyhow. Ó láti jẹ́ wípé bàbá yìí ṣiṣẹ́ fún owó tó ná, kì í ṣe ẹni tó kàn ń pín owó jáde. Mo rí àwọn èèyàn tó jẹ́ pé wọn ò lè rìn, ẹlòmíì ojú kan, ẹlòmíì ò ríran rárá, wọ́n dẹ̀ ń wá, wọ́n wọlé. And on that day, I remember something significant. I was to see his son, Uncle Jibola, and I told Baba I want to see him. Baba left his seat and took me to Uncle Jibola's office and said, Jibola, bami da ọmọbìnrin lóhùn. Not quite 5 minutes, Baba came back. Ṣó dẹ lóhùn dáadáa, Jibola, bami da lóhùn. And then when I got back to his office, he asked me again, ṣó dẹ lóhùn dáadáa. We wanted a request from the university, and that was done. And that is Baba for you. In fact, Baba is a generous human being in all forms, donates his time, and is a good listener. When you are with Baba, you can never be bored. He will listen to you, and he will tell you a lot of things. He gives treasure. He makes people's life better by his good works and donations. He gives talents. The day I realized that giving Baba a call matters to him a lot, I then made up my mind that I'll be giving him calls from time to time. I'll just call him. Baba said I should find out. Excuse me. Baba said I should find out how you are. Sorry. Thank you. Baba said I should find out how you are doing. I will just call him. He say, my sister. At times he calls me my sister. I'm not his sister. I'm his daughter like that too. But so Baba is a leveler, a bridge between the poor and the rich. And one other thing about Baba, he rejoices in there. He donates being happy about the achievements of others. Baba will tell you, who are those people in charge of that thing? Tell me, give me their numbers. I will call them. Go there, tell them you are from me. Kini Baba fẹ́ gbà pé mo di vice chancellor. Àwọn ọmọ wọn ti di ìtọ́jú yẹn lọ, wọ́n á dẹ̀ jù bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ lórúkọ Jésù. Baba rejoices in the achievements of others, and that is part of what he donates. Then Baba makes people's life better in terms of good works and donations. Just to corroborate what you said, about the last week of September, I was in Baba's house with my daughter from Canada. And Baba said, are you married? Oh, I will fix you up, but these boys of nowadays, get married. When are you giving me the invitation? I want to be at your wedding. I want to be at your wedding. Baba said that. So, what are the benefits of Sake Cynthia Adebutu's philanthropism? Overall happiness of mankind, turning people's life around, development of the needy and the poor, removing stress level. I mean, when you achieve your aim through Baba's help, by the grace of God, the stress level will reduce. And then you also feel important. He's not the kind of father that wants to feel important alone. He also wants you to. I remember there was when Arebo was to that day. I called Baba. I said, we'll be expecting. He said, I'm coming there to support Arebo. And you are going to sit on my table. Oh. You are sitting on my table. Then better physical health, strength of people concerned and their families. When Baba blesses one person, he has blessed over 100 people. Students, he helps to connect people together. The people that you yourself, anything will go pe o le ba sọ̀rọ̀, o le ba jókòó, o le ba jẹun. Connect. He helps to sustain development, and he handles altruism. Hands over altruism to the next generation. You don't need to have millions to be a philanthropist. You can donate your time. You can donate knowledge. You can donate advice. You don't need to donate. And then he brought me a bottle of pet Coke and knelt down and gave it to me. I held on to that bottle of Coke. When I got home, I said, "Eyan koko gbọ́dọ̀ fọwọ́ kan Coke yìí, iṣẹ́ ọwọ́ mi ni mò ń jẹ o. Ẹ lọ bá mi fún yàn kankan mu." He donates assets. You can donate assets. You can donate your talent. You can share with others the little that you have. You need to be a philanthropist in your own little way. Baba, finally, I have 2 requests. Baba is always performing. When you hear the word perform, I even got that slogan from Honorable Adebutu. Honorable will come up December and say Baba is a father that performs. And Baba will tell me, don't worry, I will perform. Baba, you cannot be tired of performing, no. I have 2 requests from Ajayi Crowther University. Number 1 is for you to endow a professorial chair in your name. Kesintin Adebutu Adebukola professorial chair in the discipline that you love, sir. And the second one, sir, is to have a building in your name on our campus. Thank you, sir.
To everything. But again, in saying so, let's not forget the topic. And as Prof said, Baba has touched, he has every point she made, because great entrepreneurs, as I said, drive development in 5 ways. Through job creation, through innovation, through economic growth, through social development, and through philanthropy. Those are the 5 ways. And she's touched all those points clearly. And in terms of personal stories, everybody here has a personal story to tell about Odole. Listen, talking about marriages, and last week I went to see him at home. And I said my daughter was getting married. And he said, when is the date? He said, I will have traveled. Then he held me, and then said, let's go. He took me up to his bedroom upstairs. We went through the lift. I won't tell you what happened in the bedroom. I won't tell you. But that's the personal touch that it brings to bear on everything he does. And so I know what we're saying here today. But again, I'd like for us to look again at that topic and to say, how does one learn from the kind of example of Odole? How do you learn from it? How do we impart that to our younger people? How has it been a source of, as a role model for us? Because that's important. He has driven, look, come on. Talking of job creation, the millions of people in this country who have benefited from the local business, you can't quantify it. Schools, when I talk of social development, Prof just mentioned it, is impact in education, in health sciences. There is a geriatric ward at UCH which is set up there. So I'll take a few questions from the audience before I ask.
Is one.
I know.
He will never give you 1, 2, 3, 4. You just ask how much is the money. Once you mention it, you just sit down counting it. You will meet the exact figure of number of the money. Not only that, Kabiyesi Akaribo, for more than 10 years ago, Baba has brought the entire Ogun State Kabiyesis to his building over there. Lemon, Ijebu, Egba, and Yewa, where that bank, Wema Bank is. So the building is there to represent the forward of entire Ogun State, built by Baba.
Thank you very much.
God bless you.
Human beings are naturally egoistic in nature.
Artistic.
Also, you said we can donate our talents. Please, ma, we would like you to expatiate briefly on those 2, ma. Thank you, ma.
All right.
Hello. I said we are speaking from the Human Rights Civil Society Organization. We want to know how Baba's legacy can be made enduring with promoting human rights activity in Ogun State, especially from Remoland.
My name is Otumba.
2 more questions. Somebody, okay. Please.
My name is Otumba Oliyomi Kuyoro, publisher Remo Express magazine. My 2 questions are, while Baba was growing up as a leader, which are the books that he was reading that were that he was reading that was inspiring him? My second question is, who are his role models?
We make sure the Baba legacy did not erase up. So that is the question. Thank you.
Primary school that the Baba attended.
The symposium should have been a step create after living. Baba has really done a lot apart from education in many people's life, and that has given people growth in whatever they are doing. So as a catalyst in that development, I would say Odole is a government on its own. Many results of the day, sir.
About human nature. One says that human beings are naturally self-seeking. They are naturally selfish. Wọ́n ní tó bá fún yàn lọ́kọ́, á rò sọ́dọ̀ ara ẹ̀. And I said that another one says that human beings also seek the good of others. That Baba has been able to prove the first one, egoism, wrong. That human beings don't only seek their own pleasure, but they also seek the pleasure of others. And that Baba is an altruistic person to the core. And then to the books that Baba read. I don't know the books he read, but of course we can be sure that from what we have heard, from what we hear from him from time to time, he's also reading people and gaining knowledge from people. Then how to sustain Baba's legacy? I already challenged you. You are the one that will sustain Baba's legacy. Baba's legacy is already sustained, and it is sustained in you. By the time you are also donating your talent, your time, your energy, your money, you are sustaining his legacy. One thing about mentorship is that you don't have to approach a person and say, I want you to mentor me. When you look at that person, in fact, that person may not even know that he or she is mentoring you. Baba has mentored a lot of us. And that is the way to sustain his legacy. Baba has mentored you. You have heard about those things which he has done. Go ahead and do likewise. Thank you.
Cultural, to manage his business now. And now this thing of structure is very important. Very important. So I think what I'll do is I would let Dr. Ladi Deputy to speak for a few minutes, because that issue of legacy is very important. And Baba is going to speak later. Baba is calling you.
Extend my courtesies to our paramount leader, our paramount ruler, the Akaribu of Remoland. I greet you, Baba. Using Baba as a point of contact, I extend my courtesies to all the cabinets here present. Please accept this for the purpose of brevity. I greet you all.
Can we have some silence, please? Please, silence.
I must also extend my courtesies to all the well-wishers we have here. Baba Eskeld Odonfokom, I greet you for always being there to support Odolu Dua. I greet Ale. I cannot but pay tribute to Sir Kensington Adebukola Adebutu, the Odoli of the source. We as his children, I must say on behalf of my siblings that we are lucky. Like one of the speakers said earlier, mentorship comes in different facets. To God that we have had such a fantastic heritage. Often people don't know where these things come from. Sometimes people, it's the environment.